Hey folks, it's Jay from Lords of War. Happy New Year. Hope everyone had a good Christmas break. And to many of you, just like, Chris and I never really get to take a break around Christmas. But I hope the rest of you got a good break. Yeah, as my family continually forgets that I own a toy store, so you don't really get to, just get all these extra days. Although I think I had a few, so it wasn't so bad. Anyway, today's all about kind of what's up and coming. It's been a little while since I made a little video, so today's really about kind of, again, what's going on in the store. Lots of exciting events, actually. People are always asking what's going on. And first couple things off the top, I'll just briefly mention is we've got a couple tournaments in the calendar. So we ran, so there's a 40K and an Age of Sigmar tournament. The first one will be on February 11th. And that'll be a 40K match play tournament, 2,000 points. Painting is not required, and it will use the rules and scenarios from the Arc of Omens, the new Arc of Omens Grand Tournament book. So those are in this week, today actually. So you can pick up your copy if you need one. And that looks pretty good. Some, always kind of nice. It's like fresh season of scenarios and little changes and things like that. I personally, I know it there's a bit of like fatigue, I guess, sometimes with like, oh, another change. But I think if you are one of those people that does play a lot of games, it is quite nice to just kind of push you to make new lists, try new things. Sometimes it means literally dusting off a unit you haven't bothered for some years, or getting a unit that you would wanting to get to use in games, but then maybe the rules didn't jive with what you're doing. So second thing is the Age of Sigmar tournament. That's on February 25th, so 2 weeks after. That will also be using the new General's Handbook, which I think comes out in like 2 weeks, so plenty of time to study that. I think half the scenarios are staying the same. I know my friends and I have been getting some practice games. Some of them are going to Adepticon later in the season, and so they're kind of, it's the season for this kind of stuff. Practicing, getting all the scenarios, memorized. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. I know I personally am consuming a lot of Age of Sigmar, like just rules, units, theory, games, painting. My Lumineth army is continuously growing. So that's been fun. So get those out of the way. So the next kind of, I guess, main event is the Rise of Champions, and that's our yearly kind of now January to first quarter of the year, I guess you want to call it, January to March. Build and paint and play community event at the store. So that kicks off actually on the 21st. So you haven't missed it yet. You're not too late. We're just kind of getting people ready. That's what you see here in the front of the screen is my collection of Lord of the Rings models. These are all various Rivendell and Galadriels and Elrond somewhere in there. Everyone's just blue right now. Yeah, so that'll be my main kind of project for this challenge. Ignore this guy. This is not a camera thing. This is us. What is this? Sorry, I got distracted. A bendy spear. Hot water could not save that one. Anyway, so I'm rambling here. So anyway, for the so it starts off on the 21st, and it's kind of it's like broken into weeks or like phases. So the first phase, Jan 21st to February 3rd, and that's it's all about assembling your forces. Just kind of like briefly overarching all this is. As you compete each phase, you gain points, and the points are used to kind of you accumulate them, and then we'll have like an end of the season awards. There's kind of two. You have to sign up to like participate. I mean, you can always like be in our Discord and post what you're working on and stuff like that. But I think it's fun if you do sign up. Everyone's kind of working towards this together, and so what you do is you buy a ticket on the webstore, and it's $25 if you don't intend on buying like products for your force that you're working. So like for example, if I didn't own these, so if I already owned all these models and they were just sitting in a bin at home and have been like finally an excuse, you can just buy that ticket. And then otherwise, if you we're like, no, I'm going to start a new project, new Lord of the Rings force. I'm going to buy some kits from Lords of War, or order them through Lords of War. Then that replaces the ticket cost or whatever. So that's how we're going to do it, and the money goes to prizes. So anyway, so yeah, first phase is all about assembling. So it's all about, so here you go, you get 10 points for to fully assemble and prime, 1,000 points of 40k ROS, or a 500 point Middle Earth force. I'm sure we could, if you're starting a Crisis Protocol team or something, we can make that work too, or a Legion army. And there's bonuses for converting your hero or leader. You get extra points if you did that, if you spend some extra time, I don't know, making a change. And then February 4th to the 17th, get ready for war. So here you paint a leader, or try and get a leader and a unit finished. And you show these in your store post. And so basically in the Discord there's a channel called Loot Points, and that's where you post your, like, hey, I finished this, and you can claim your points. And then you can also play, we can arrange games for the relative games. So the bonus points, you can, so there's stuff for gaming here. So if you've killed, if you've played a game and killed a unit, hero, tank, or monster, you get points. If you've showed extra effort with maybe painting one of your models, like a hero or monster, and you've played any extra games, those are all worth bonus points. Then in the back half of February, 18th to the March 3rd, you paint 2 units, more bonus points related to games and painting, and then finally March 4th to the 18th, basically, finish your army, and play more games, looks like. And and then you have the last, so the last day is the 18th, and so that day we're hoping to we'll have like a mega battle or something. We'll order pizza. It'll be like a little party to end it off. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's we've done it a little differently this year. We made it more structured, but I think also cleaner and simpler. So I think those of you who participated last year, it was just like, it was actually really cool to see all the models that got worked, all the staggering amount of stuff that people worked on last year in and around the store. So but last year was kind of the first time, it was like the pilot, and and now it's like, okay, how can we make this a little cleaner, a little simpler, resolve a lot of the questions we had last year. So yeah, exciting. So anyway, yeah, so I'll quickly break down what I have here. This is actually probably more than 500 points, but the way this game works, as I'm relearning, I played a bunch of the old Lord of the Rings game when I was a staff member at Games Workshop in 2005 or 6 or whatever. So I literally had to, like, I'm like, how do I build an army again? What you find is actually, if you have cavalry, for example, this cool guy, Rivendell Knight, plastic Rivendell Knight, the flag, he can get knocked off his horse, or they can get knocked off their horse, and when they get attacked or shot or whatever. So then you need foot models to represent the model now, walking around, and because they also have bows and spears and lances and things, I have all these extra. Some of these are extra models, some of them I'll be playing with. So that was something to just kind of factor in. But on the other side of it, from a collecting and cost perspective, very cheap. A box of these guys and a box of the plastic infantry, more or less. Oh, and an Elrond. So I bought basically two kind of like basic troop boxes and a leader, and I have a force, and it sounds like it's like a pretty all-round decent force. So I like that. We have if you want to get in, I have a bunch of like customers and people that are like have been big fans of these minis in this particular game, and they're like looking to play again, or just play for the first time even. We have rule books. We also order them, and I have some of the source books for the points and stuff like that, and the special rules. So we have all that going on. You always come in and bring your army, and we can figure out what points and what you have. And yeah, just my last little bit. It's interesting. the Middle Earth strategy game, or whatever it's called now. It was just called Lord of the Rings back then. I like to remind people it's kind of the like everything we enjoy in 40k and Age of Sigmar now from a rules perspective kind of derived from this game. So just the way heroes and units and modifiers and all these like little things, the way they work, they kind of came from that time. And even the 40k damage table, or like the little 2 wound chart, it borrows heavily from this game. So anyway, it's very fascinating. I remember at the time at the store, this game that is like 15 years ago or almost 20 years ago, that the people were like, Lord of the Rings is like this little kid's game. It's like, look how simple it is, and and so forth, and yeah, how the turntables have turned. So anyway, I'm rambling on. So appreciate everyone having a listen, and yeah, buy your tickets, sign up, and yeah, let's have fun. Let's see who can take the crown this time.